A gas station can sell thousands of gallons a day, process hundreds of payments, and move millions of dollars through its pumps every year. Yet the owner may still be fighting for a surprisingly thin profit. That's the strange economics of this business. The giant price sign makes gasoline look like the product. In reality, fuel is often the traffic generator. The real money can be hiding 10 steps away behind the convenience store door. And one bad location, one leaking underground tank, or one price war across the street can turn what looks like a cash machine into a very expensive problem. So, what does it actually cost to own a gas station? Where does the profit come from? And how much can an owner really keep? From the road, the business looks simple. Cars arrive because they need fuel. Drivers pump it themselves. Payment is automated. Demand seems guaranteed. But that simplicity is an illusion. A modern gas station is several businesses stacked on one property. A fuel retailer, a convenience store, sometimes a food counter, sometimes a car wash, and always a regulated fuel storage operation. Start with fuel. In 2025, fuel represented about 65% of total U.S. convenience store sales dollars, but only about 39% of gross profit dollars. Huge revenue does not automatically mean huge profit. The retailer does not keep the difference between the wholesale fuel cost and the number glowing on the street sign. In 2025, the average gross markup was about 39.7 cents per gallon before expenses. Industry estimates put the costs of selling fuel at roughly 20 to 25 cents per gallon. After card fees, distribution, maintenance, payroll, utilities, insurance, taxes, and other overhead, the amount left can be far smaller than customers imagine. Gasoline also has a unique problem. The price is advertised in giant numbers. If a sandwich costs 20 cents more across the street, most people never notice. If gas costs 5 cents more, drivers see it before they turn in. NACS research found that price is the most important factor for most drivers, and many say they would drive several minutes out of their way to save just 5 cents a gallon. So when wholesale prices rise, a station owner cannot always raise the pump price immediately. Raise it first, and customers may cross the road. Wait too long, and the margin gets squeezed. This is why location is everything. A station near a highway exit, commuter route, busy intersection, airport, industrial area, or growing neighborhood can move enormous volume. But a station that is hard to enter can struggle even with competitive prices. Owners care about traffic counts, turning patterns, nearby competitors, zoning, and how quickly drivers can get in and out. Then comes the part many buyers underestimate: what is under the pavement. Gas stations can have large underground storage tanks connected to piping, leak detection systems, spill and overfill protection, corrosion protection, and monitoring equipment. In the United States, federally regulated tanks must meet technical, release detection, record keeping, and financial responsibility rules. That means an old station can carry hidden risk. A leaking tank is not just a repair bill. It can trigger environmental testing, cleanup costs, third-party claims, and years of liability. A smart buyer does not only inspect the store and pumps. The condition of the underground tanks can matter just as much as the sales numbers. Now we get to the part that often makes the business work: the convenience store. The pump brings people onto the property. The store gives the owner another chance to make money. NACS says more than half of fuel customers go inside the store for some reason. A driver might spend $50 filling the tank, but create only a modest fuel margin. Add a coffee, cold drink, snack, hot meal, or other convenience purchase, and the same visit becomes much more valuable. That is why successful operators obsess over bright lighting, clean restrooms, fast checkout, cold beverage cases, loyalty programs, and food quality. These things determine whether the customer spends only at the pump or spends again inside. Food service is especially important. In 2025, it represented 28.5% of in-store sales, but nearly 39% of in-store gross margin dollars. The strongest operators increasingly look less like traditional gas stations and more like retailers that also happen to sell fuel. But every new profit center creates new expenses. A busy store needs staff. Many locations operate long hours. Then add utilities, refrigeration, security, repairs, inventory shrink, property costs, and taxes. Card fees are another quiet expense. Most pump transactions are electronic, and in 2025, credit and debit card fees across the U.S. convenience store industry reached a record $21.3 billion. Every swipe looks effortless to the customer, but it is not free to the retailer. So how does an owner win? Usually through volume and multiple profit centers. Imagine two stations selling gas at almost the same price. Station A has slow pumps, weak coffee, dirty bathrooms, and nothing worth buying inside. Station B has bright lighting, fast checkout, fresh food, clean restrooms, cold drinks, loyalty rewards, and maybe a car wash. They may sell the same gasoline, but they are not operating the same business. Station B has more ways to monetize every visit. The pump creates traffic. The store, food, car wash, ATM, propane, fleet accounts, or other services increase the value of that traffic. A car wash is a good example. The customer is already on the property and already spending money, so another purchase can raise the value of the visit. But more services also mean more equipment, maintenance, and risk. Then there is the future. Electric vehicles. Gasoline demand will not disappear overnight, but station owners increasingly have to think about charging. An EV customer may stay longer than a fuel customer, creating more time to buy food and drinks. But chargers require capital, electrical capacity, demand, and the right location. So, is owning a gas station a good business? It can be, but not for the reason most people think. The winning asset is not just the gasoline. It is the location, the traffic, the store, the land, the customer habits, and the owner's ability to turn a low-margin necessity into a higher-margin visit. That is the paradox of the gas station. Customers see $50 disappear into the tank and imagine the owner getting rich. The owner sees wholesale fuel costs, card fees, payroll, maintenance, insurance, taxes, environmental compliance, and a competitor whose sign is 2 cents cheaper. From the highway, a gas station looks like pumps and a price board. From the owner's office, it is a real estate bet, a retail operation, an environmental responsibility, and a constant fight for pennies multiplied across thousands of transactions. And that is the economics of owning a gas station.